buddy. What's wrong? What is it? What can I do for you? One second. One second, I don't know where to keep this book. I feel like a college student. Okay, so today is a very rainy day. It's been raining all day and we thought this would be like a perfect day. What's wrong, KAALA? And we thought what better day to do a Q&A video than a rainy day. I know that there have been a bunch of questions that have been asked on YouTube, and we've also asked like on our Instagram for you to send us any questions you have, ask us anything, that sort of thing. And we thought today we'll sit down and answer some of those questions. So I have them all written down in my notebook. We had quite a lot of questions, but we kind of condensed it down to like a small list of like 12 or 13. We'll try to get through as many as we can today. I don't know if we'll get through all of them. It may get dark soon, but that's the plan. So first question, what's your background? What do you do for a living? So this question's kind of vague, but I'm gonna assume that by background you mean like educational, career-wise background, and also maybe like where we're from. So I'll just like answer that in like a nutshell maybe. Okay, so we're both from India. We moved to Canada 4 years ago. We lived in Toronto for 2 years. Then we moved here to Nova Scotia in 2020. So education-wise, I have a degree in travel and tourism and event management. Aldo has a bachelor's and a master's in mechanical engineering. Career-wise, I've done customer service most of my life and recently gotten into events. So now I do like a combination of the two. Aldo has always been a mechanical engineer, but he doesn't really want to do that. He's always been interested in doing something creative. I have always kind of been content with my career choices, but Aldo on the other hand has always wanted to do something else other than mechanical engineering, but that's his trade and that's kind of what he's been doing all this while. That's why we kind of picked up this as a passion project for him actually, because he wanted to get into like filmmaking and media and all of that. So that's our background. So the second part of the question is, what do you do for a living? I work 100% remotely. I have a full-time job in customer service. It's for a company in Quebec. And I also have a side gig where I consult for an event in Toronto. So Aldo is a mechanical design engineer. He works locally here. Unfortunately, he does have to travel for work, but I get to stay at home and work out of the cabin, so that's awesome. So that is what we do for a living, KAALA. Okay, so the next question is, do you miss home? And like, obviously we miss home, but what we miss about home the most is the family and our old friends there, and obviously the food. But we kind of have made where we live home. But yes, we do miss home, which is India, because our family is there. So the next question is, why does Aldo not appear in the videos?
Well, I do appear in a lot of videos.
What were you saying? Say what you're saying here. Come
Well, they can hear me.
No, come sit here and say what you're saying. He only has to answer this question.
Okay. What is the question?
Why does Aldo not appear in the videos?
Well, because I'm shy.
Okay, so if I have to answer that, I'll say, okay, so he's not shy because he talks a lot.
I do talk a lot, but it's just that I'm not as fluent as you are. So I think a lot before I say anything, and that just is too much work for me to shoot and, you know, think about what I want to say. And it's hard for me to look at an object and make a conversation, which is weird. So
yeah, I think part of why Aldo does not appear in front of the camera a lot is because he feels a little conscious about his English, which he shouldn't, because he speaks fine, I think, and most people do also. And the other part is he's just really awkward in front of the camera. Like he's getting better at it now. I definitely say, like, now I've been pointing the camera at him a lot more, and like if you saw previous videos, he's been talking a little bit more now, but he's just awkward, and sometimes he just says some silly things and we have to edit them out. Or he'll say something, and another issue is he does the editing, so most of the time whatever he says, he won't add it to the final video. So
because they're bad.
No, it's fine, but he's sneaky like that.
Yeah. Can I go now?
No. Answer this next question and go. It's a
Okay.
difficult one. I can't do it by myself. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do we see ourselves in 5 years?
Well, we definitely do not want to be working for a company. We would like to be entrepreneurs of some kind, but we don't know what.
Yeah.
We still haven't decided what we want to do in life. And
And
obviously,
5 years feels like it's so far away, you know. And right now we're just we are actually really bad at planning. We're bad planners, so we tend to just be very impulsive and just kind of go with the flow. So we'll just kind of go where life leads us.
yeah, and I think the maximum we have planned is for like 2 to 6 months at a time. I think last whole year it was 2 weeks at a time. Like we would have plans only for 2 weeks, and we don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, because
the
it was
next
so
week.
hard. You didn't. I don't think anyone like planned ahead of that,
Yeah.
because it was like
I
no
think
one knew.
that has changed this year. We have a decent plan for at least the next 6 months, but we definitely want to be traveling and
We want to
seeing-
incorporate that into our life.
yeah, seeing more places,
regardless.
build some more cabins probably, and be off grid. And I don't know, the opportunities are endless, but we still haven't decided what we want to do in life, I think.
I guess that answered it. Anyway, moving on to the next. Okay, next question. When and why did you decide to travel? Well, I personally started feeling really passionately about traveling after that Ooty trip. Like, you remember when we went to Ooty
We had this
on this bullet?
Royal Enfield Classic 350. I think we went there for on a weekend trip,
We drove for what, 3-4
4.5 hours.
It's like on a hill, so it keeps going like that. It has a lot of hairpin bends, and honestly, it was not the ideal travel conditions at all, because I remember when we were coming back, it was pouring rain and we got so wet.
It was a lot of fun.
It was just so much fun. Like I just loved that trip that we took, and after that we just wanted more. We kept doing it. We kept going on weekend adventures on the bike, and then eventually when we moved to Canada, we continued to do that, and we found that the best way to do it was in the Jeep, and that's kind of where our love for travel started. Travel plans for 2021. USA ? I was gonna say we definitely want to go overlanding and travel and like explore all of USA, but probably not this year. And I don't want to say next year either, because I know we probably want to do O Canada, like continue the O Canada series next year.
Oh, that was one of the questions.
That's
yeah.
one of the questions, yeah. So to answer that question, yes, we will be continuing O Canada series next year. So
You mean USA is not happening next year, but O Canada is happening next year for sure.
yeah. Things you miss about the city.
We lived in Scarborough, Toronto, which is the heart of the GTA area. GTA area, which is the heart of GTA. And the cool thing about Scarborough is that you can find all kinds of food any time of the day. What I miss is the food.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
the access to numerous types of food any time of the day. That's
And
what I
that
miss, yeah.
that is I would say that too. And it's just the accessibility of it all. Like whatever you want is within reach, and that's really nice. But here, like even grocery shopping, you need to go like 30 minutes into town, and stuff closes almost at 9 o'clock. In the city, you have things that are open past 9, no matter what time, like Aldo
Yeah.
said. So that's one thing that we miss: food and like the accessibility of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so our guest of honor has left the building.
Honestly.
He's left. He's out of here. He's left the awning. So let's move on to the next question. Are you settled in Nova Scotia for good? For now, yes. But like I mentioned before, when we're very like impulsive, and we kind of like to go with the flow. And as we do our O Canada series, if we find that we want to continue traveling, we may just do that and live on the road. Or if we find something that interests us, we may pursue that, or we may move there. So yeah, in short, for now, yes. But we don't know. We'll never know. Okay. Next question. Next question is overlanding plans in India. Definitely big yes. India is so beautiful. We've barely scratched the surface. In the few years that we did travel, we could only, like I mentioned, we would only do it on the weekend, so we could only go as far as we could during that time span. Yes, we would love to just go across India, take our time, just explore as much as we can, do a lot of overlanding. I know there are a lot of clubs out there and a lot of outdoor enthusiasts that we would love to meet. We definitely want to do like a bit of a hybrid sort of overlanding setup where we do a little bit of four-wheel drive as well as maybe some motorcycle travel. That's something we definitely have in the back of our head. Hopefully it'll happen soon down the road. Okay, next question is, what motivates you to do what you do? Like I said before, we're not the greatest planners, so we just kind of, like I mentioned, we kind of go with the flow. We just kind of live life, but mostly we thrive on like positivity. We just do the things that make us happy, and it's kind of good and bad, because sometimes like we don't really look at the consequences. If something attracts us, we'll just go ahead and do it. But so far it's worked out for us for good, and we're happy with all the decisions that we've made. We try to stay positive about them, even if they go the wrong way. So I guess that's what motivates us, and we just live life as we live life. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. Okay. So the next question is, O Canada, are we resuming O Canada? And we already kind of answered that. In short, yes, next year we are going to resume O Canada series and traveling, to the west up to the Arctic Ocean. But this year is all about exploring Atlantic Canada. We were supposed to do that last year, but then we got caught up building the cabin. So definitely this year is all about Atlantic Canada. That's actually a nice segue, the next question. How's the cabin build going? This next question, like Aldo just told me, is by one of our Patreons. Now before I answer that question, shameless plug-in, we are on Patreon, so if you'd like to support us on Patreon, please support us. Thank you so much. Honestly, after we got the cabin to a point where, it was remotely livable, we just stopped doing anything on it. So kind of the point where up until where we put the windows in and got it watertight, where the series was, we just pretty much after that, it was winter. We were so burnt out, I think, from working so much. We were rushing to get all these things done, and it was like once we got all of that done, there was just calm that settled over us, and we just stopped doing everything. But we will have to get back and start resuming some work on the cabin. We've been picking up a few things here and there, but not enough. We are going to try to get a lot of things done this summer, and we'll document that as well. Okay, so we're on to our last question, but before I read out this question, there are so many more questions that were sent to us, but we're running out of time because we're in a bit of a rush, because we need to go home and get packing, because we're going camping tomorrow over with some of our friends. But we will do a part 2 if you're interested, with some more questions, if you like to listen to us rant. What does KAALA mean? So his full name is KAALA, which is the name of a South Indian king. It's a South Indian Chola king. Literally translated, KAALA in Tamil is burnt feet, or like black feet. But we call him KAALA for short, which is also in Hindi, it means black. So he kind of has like a mix of things, but he's mostly the Chola king. But funny enough, we call him princess. So you're KAALA Chola? So that's about it. That's the Q&A. But we are going to add one bonus question. What are your plans with the Comanche? Aldo and I would really need to start working on the Comanche. We did get some work done with the help of our friend Darren. But after that was done, we kind of stopped working on it, and we really want to work on it, just the two of us, because I think that'll be a really nice experience for us to like get to know more about Jeeps and the vehicle and everything. But honestly, we haven't had the time to even look at it. We take it out for rides every now and then, just to make sure it's still working. The next step in the Comanche would be to get it inspected, and the next step after that would be to put like a custom aluminum shell in the back, like a camper type like a camper type thing, and hopefully that's something that we can use to travel, you know, USA and all of that. But yeah, that's the Comanche. That's about it for this Q&A video. Like I mentioned, let us know if you want us to do a part 2. Let us know if you have any other questions that we missed out. That's it for this week's video. Like this video if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. That's it. Thanks. Bye.